Hi, everyone, and good afternoon to you. We are here at Valle Stadium, where today it's the 2010 America East Men's Lacrosse Championship game. Two perennial contenders as Stony Brook looks to advance to the tournament against the perennials, the Great Danes of Albany. And holding the Seawolves without a good shooting opportunity. Here's Crowley, puts it up high and scores the first goal of the game.
Kevin Crowley.
Seawolves on top, 1-0, 8:37 to go in the first. Donzo had it, gets it over to the right side, a shot and a goal scored by Tyler McCabe, the sophomore midfielder. As Frank mentioned, that second midfield line just coming on for Stony Brook, and they get the job done, doubling Stony Brook's lead to 2-0. Seawolves scoop it up, keep possession. Compatello behind the net, swinging around to the front, shoots and finds the back of the net. Tom Compatello swinging around, puts it in high right corner, and with the upcoming penalty, the Seawolves go up 3-0. And he goes back outside to Kevin Crowley. 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. In comes Campbell, puts the shot in and finds the back of the cage. 4-0 Seawolves, as this time it's Robbie Campbell who strikes with 1:59 left to go in the first. Crowley still behind, has it knocked away, able to recover, takes it to the front of the cage, feeds it back behind. Has the man there, and Matt Johnson. He gets off a shot. Great save by Charlie Parr once again. Loose ball picked up by Crotty. Feeds behind to Dave Brock. Brock looks to the front of the cage. Had his pass deflected. Bounces past the intended man. Bonatibus and picked up by the Seawolves the other way. Here comes Stony Brook. Unsettled 4-on-3. Wide open man. And a quick shot and a goal for Stony Brook. Jared Laverne all alone in front of the cage. Makes it 5-0 Seawolves. Parr, middle of the field, had it taken away by Brock. He's got an empty net to shoot at, and he'll make it 6-2. Now a little bit of luck involved right there for Dave Brock, and a little bit of talent as well. He gets double teamed, goes up top, Luke Cometti, wide open man down low, quick shot and a goal, Kyle Brunk. And just like that, Albany has cut the Seawolves lead in half. It's now a 6-3 Stony Brook advantage with 5:27 left to go in the second quarter. 5-on-4, and he tries to feed Legal, a pass off the bottom of his cross and picked up by Albany. So another error by the Seawolves, that time in transition. Would look like a scoring opportunity. Could be one for Albany instead. Luke Cometti to Brock, fires it off the post once again. Ball behind, Parr didn't know where it was, and it's dumped in from behind by Matt Johnson. He loses his stick. It's picked up by the Great Danes. And Kyle Brunk with it, passes it into the box, and here's the man for Albany, shot and a goal, beating Charlie Parr. That's Mike Kehoe, and it's a 7-5 game, so quickly the momentum shifts. Compatello behind, has McBride there with him. Compatello makes a spin move against Lyons, feeds it to top. McBride fires it home for the Seawolves, and Stony Brook does indeed regain that 3-goal lead, now 8-5 with 8:41 left to play in quarter number 3. Stewart works in against Laverne. Feeds it behind to Johnson, comes around the crease, feeds it in front to Reynolds. Reynolds steps inside, 10-yard shot, score! And Albany back within 2 at 8-6 with 4:52 to play in the third. From Legal, passes to the middle for Luke Cometti, dumps it off for Brock, shot, score! And it's a 1-goal game with 12:51 still to play. Trankel up top to McBride, trying to get his shot away, never got it off. It was pried loose from his stick. Seawolves get it back, though. Compatello has it behind. Compatello takes it to the front, swings it around, bounces it into that one, go in. It sure did. A goal for Tom Compatello there with Carroll out of position. Campbell still with it, takes it to the middle, finds a man wide open. Crowley scores his third goal of the game, and Kevin Crowley puts the Seawolves back up by 3. And now as Waldeck steps in the box, Seawolves have to keep it there. Belton down low, scores, and that might be the clincher for Stony Brook. A quick strike right there as Stephen Waldeck finds the wide open Kyle Belton cutting across the crease. 5 seconds left to go. Seawolves hold it. Waldeck launches it in the air, and Stony Brook wins the 2010 America East Men's Lacrosse Championship.
And Stony Brook goes and congratulates goalie Charlie Parr with a fantastic game.
We're joined now by one of the stars of this Seawolves team, Charlie Parr, senior goalkeeper. Charlie, been a long road for you. A lot of potential coming out of high school. 4 years here with the program, and now it all comes to fruition with the conference championship. Give us your thoughts.
You know, it feels great. Like you said, it's a dream come true. Ever since you're a little tyke, you think about coming, going to the NCAA tournament. So, it's just unbelievable that we made it.
And in this game for you, a lot of doorstep saves for you once again. You had a couple of wide open shots that you were able to turn aside right there in the middle of the field. You've been really getting hot in these last few games for Stony Brook. How important has that been helping this team finish things off here in the tournament?
You know what? I'm a senior now, and I take it game by game. I figure I have to do my part for the team. And I think I did my part. So every game I'm just trying to get better and better. I'm trying to improve my game. So that's how I feel.
We've seen here at Stony Brook this year a lot of success on the athletic fields in all the sports, football, basketball, soccer, cross country. Now you add men's lacrosse to that. It certainly has been a banner year to wear the red and white.
Yeah, definitely. All the sports here are just improving year by year. You talk about the football team, the basketball team, and now us. I'm really happy for the program. I'm happy for all the programs, and I'm happy for Mr. Fiore because he's done a great job with this, all these programs.
And finally, before we let you go, Charlie, now you look forward to the NCAA tournament, look forward to Selection Sunday, kind of a little bit of that excitement building. Just give us that anticipation as now you get ready to find out where you're going to play. It could very well be here in the first round, who you're going to play when we get to tournament time.
I'm just going to take it by the game. I don't care who we play, really. I think if we're going to have a good week of practice, if we show up to play, I don't think there's many teams who can step in our way. So that's what I have to say about that.
Now Charlie Parr, senior goalkeeper of the Stony Brook Seawolves, leads them to the 4-goal victory today. Charlie, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Charlie Parr joining us once again here on the PAC Network. Will now be joined by the head coach of the Seawolves, Rick Stoll, who advances to the NCAA tournament. First time with the Seawolves and first time for you since 2003 with Dartmouth, that game at the Carrier Dome, a classic in the fourth quarter. I sure do. How does it feel now 7 years later to get back?
I think of a long, strange trip it's been, for me to go from Dartmouth to St. John's for a couple of years, get that program up and running, and then to come here. When I first came here, Albany was about that far away from going to the Final Four. They lost that game at Cornell in overtime, and I'm looking up at them saying, boy, we have some work to do. So to see it all come to fruition 4 years later, the work that my kids have put in, the sacrifices we made, it's just a tremendous feeling at this point in time.
And a great game here today against the arch rivals, Albany, the stalwarts, with Scott Marr on the other side of the sideline there. You guys jump out to a 6-0 lead, and all of a sudden momentum seems to shift after that Albany timeout. They're able to get back into the game. What were you able to tell your guys to kind of to quell some of that Albany momentum down the stretch?
Well, it was just a lot of their success was coming off bad plays by us. We dropped the ball, they'd come down and score, or we. On the ride there, we throw it to their attack when they come in and score. So we just, the self-inflicted wounds really bit us in the butt. And but that said, Albany was playing tremendously hard. We knew, despite what happened a couple weeks ago, that they were going to come in guns a-blazing. And even though it was 6-0 at one point and a fast break finish away from being 7-0, they hung in there and then got a little momentum in that second quarter. Came out in the third quarter, scored the first goal of the third quarter. And the game was on, and so our character was put to test, and I suppose it's that much more gratifying that we didn't just breeze through it, that we did, be challenged, and we came through, and just makes it feel that much better, I think, in the end.
Your stars came to play today as well. Kevin Crowley, Jordan McBride with multiple goal games. We've talked about the firepower of this team, but Charlie Parr has really come on in the last few weeks as a premier goaltender, the kind of goaltender that Seawolves knew they were getting 4 years ago. He has really showed up here in the tournament.
Absolutely. He's a winner. He's a big-time player. He's been in a lot of big games, high school championships, JUCO championship MVP a couple years ago. And, the last couple of weeks, our defense in general, ever since we gave up 16 goals to Binghamton, we've tightened things up, starting with that shutout against Albany a week later. And we're playing with a lot of confidence down on that end of the field. And, we couldn't win the faceoff. That was a struggle, the battle there. And so we found ourselves playing a lot of defense in that second quarter. And eventually you're going to give up goals if you're playing that much defense. And so, but Charlie made some great saves in that stretch to keep them from really getting on top of things and made a couple big ones in that fourth quarter. So, he played like we thought he would when we recruited him a couple years ago.
I'll ask you the same thing before we let you go that I asked Charlie there. Is now you guys get ready for Selection Sunday, the anticipation of who you're going to play. Last time for you was the Carrier Dome. Maybe this time it'll be a home game, something a little bit different. But now you get ready for that, and kind of that anticipation builds up for the big day.
Yeah, it's funny enough, I haven't been thinking too much. A little bit I've been thinking about it, but now that we can say we're going to the tournament, it's that next thought in my head. It's like who we're going to play. Can we get a home game? We're playing awfully good right now. We're excited. If we have to go on the road and play, that's okay too. Hopefully it's a good matchup for us, and if we win that, maybe we can find ourselves back here in the quarterfinals. But right now we're going to enjoy this for the next day or so, and then we'll start to focus in on who our next opponent will be.
Well, Rick Soll leading the Seawolves to the America East Championship for the first time under his watch. Second time overall for both the Seawolves and Coach Soll in the NCAA tournament. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Rick Soll joining us here at Valle Stadium, where the Seawolves, once again, of Stony Brook, victorious over the Great Danes of Albany by the final score of 11-7.